I was born in Prussia in 1831, when I was a gardener.
It's a fall tradition. The 10th Annual Arvada Cemetery Tour both entertains and educates.
Our mission with the Historical Society is to get out the word about Arvada's rich history. And this is just such a fun way to do it.
The fundraiser for the Historical Society has grown in popularity each year. On the tour, you'll meet Arvada's pioneers, people like Johann Joachim, better known as Uncle Johnny, who was once the royal gardener to the King of Prussia.
Until one year, we had great drought. I tried to explain to him about the water. There is none. The drought, mein Kaiser, but he did not want to listen to that. He says, "You are finished as my gardener. I remove you from your post. You will go into Prussian army." I don't want to be in the army. So I wrote my brother a little letter. I told him, I am going away to America. I can find land. I can have my own garden.
Uncle Johnny, played this year by Michael Thompson, tells how he eventually settled in Arvada in 1861. He and his wife Anna had 5 children, but would later lose one in a tragic shotgun accident.
I love this cemetery tour. This is my 10th year doing this. This is so much fun to be able to dig in and research and find out as much as I can. And sometimes it's a challenge to learn who a person was and what they were like and what their personality was. But to bring to life somebody who helped start Arvada.
Joachim was on the school board. He also served on the Cemetery Association and was around when it first began 150 years ago with the burials of 2 infants.
Watson and Jane Beeman rejoiced in the birth of their 3rd child. Alas, the baby died just a few days later. George Swadley, a neighbor, suggested the child be buried at the top of a nearby hill.
And so I helped him bury her up here on dedicated school land originally. And little did we know that we were ever going to be, the precursor to the Arvada Cemetery.
About a year later, another baby died shortly after birth, baby Bradley.
The second burial added to the foundation of the Arvada Cemetery.
Pioneer George Swadley shared his own stories with visitors. He came to Colorado for gold, but settled in Arvada, where he put down roots and grew a special corn.
It was known as the Swadley corn, but it was actually really good for drought conditions.
He married Mary Ellen, who was related to others buried here. Of their 5 children, 1 died at 5 months. George dug ditches that were originally for mining, but nourished agriculture instead, and still serve our community today.
The Swadley ditch and the Wadsworth ditch I helped design and build, and then over the years, Arvada became the beneficiary of probably all the ditch rights that I had.
Another character on the tour, Clemency McElvoy, was also a benefactor to the city of Arvada.
Dennis and I are not actually buried here at Arvada Cemetery. We're over at Crown Hill. But I have so many friends here that I just like to come over on special occasions and visit with them. But the thing I want you to mainly remember about Dennis and I is that our backyard is actually Arvada's first park.
That's McElvoy Park, at the corner of Grandview and Upham, where the McElvoy House is now home to the Arvada Historical Society. Dennis passed before Clemency. When she passed in 1919, she left the park to the city with several stipulations.
1, the park must be called McElvoy Park. 2, it must always be a park, nothing else. And 3, as with the time and the 19th Amendment was just getting passed, alcohol was not to be served or purchased or consumed in my park.
What would our city founders like Uncle Johnny think of the story shared these days?
I think he would like the fact that what he helped build as the Arvada Cemetery is now here talking about him and his family, his friends like Mr. Swadley and Reverend Rhodes back over here, and some of the others that are buried here, to tell about what their lives were like and what difference it makes to us living today in Arvada.
If you missed it this year, be sure to mark your calendars for September 2014. In the meantime, visit the Arvada Historical Society at the McElvoy House at 7307 Grandview Avenue, where you can learn so much about Arvada's roots and founding families. or check out their website at arvadahistory.org.